What is up, y'all? You are checking out the World of WWE podcast. I am your host, Ant, and I'm joined by my awesome co-host,
Latino Heat Carlos. What's up, guys?
Latino Heat. Today, Champion Dan is not with us today, but he will be back for our SmackDown recap episode. It has been a wild week in WWE, and we are only in the second week of January. It's going to be a crazy year. And if you're listening to us, you're checking out our Monday Night Raw recap from January 10th, 2022. And it is, like I said, a crazy episode. Royal Rumble is, 2 weeks away now? And we are on the road to WrestleMania. So let's just get right into it, and then we'll talk about the channel and everything later on. So we start off Raw with WWE Champion Brock Lesnar coming out with Paul Heyman, and we see Bobby Lashley, MVP, backstage, and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin go up to him and basically ask, if they can restart the Hurt Business, and Bobby tells them that he works alone. They then go back to the ring, and Paul Heyman introduces us to Brock Lesnar. That's when Bobby Lashley and MVP immediately walk out. And Bobby tells Brock, "It's an honor to share the ring and spotlight with you. It's an honor, with all due respect, to tell you for 20 years you have been ducking and running from me." And that is from Bobby Lashley. Strong words. So Brock says it's an honor for me to be in the ring with me. I didn't have any clue who you were until I met you at day one. If we ever met in the past, I would have already beaten you. Basically, he's calling Bobby Lashley a carbon copy of himself. Bobby tells Brock Lesnar, "As a comedian, you're money." And then Brock says, "Well, a comedian, I have a knock-knock joke." And he goes, "Knock, knock." And they go, "Bobby, Bobby who?" And he goes, "Exactly." He goes, "It's impossible to beat Brock Lesnar when you're a Brock Lesnar wannabe." And that's when Brock leaves the ring. And from behind, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin attack Bobby Lashley. But Bobby destroys them and basically runs Shelton Benjamin's back into the ring post and sends Cedric Alexander into the ring post. Into the guard railing. So before we talk about the actual promo, I have a question for you. Who do you think won this war of words between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar? They both had a lot to say to each other. Who do you think sounds more dominant between the two of them right now?
Okay, so I feel like Bobby came out thinking that Brock was gonna be easy, easy to take down on the mic. So I think maybe he was overconfident over his head. But once I feel like Brock got the upper hand on the whole promo beat. I thought he was money on the mic. He was really good. I enjoyed the whole promo. He literally roasted him. And Bobby Lashley, you can tell Bobby Lashley was low key I'm triggered by what the heck is this guy talking? Yeah, you could tell in his face that he was embarrassed. So yeah, I give the W to Brock. But where was MVP? Where was MVP this whole time? MVP should have at least tried helping him out or something.
I was thinking that too, though, low key, because I a lot of people kept
MVP's right there. He could save you, Bobby. Bobby, you're looking a little
I'm surprised Paul Heyman didn't. I'm pleasantly surprised though, because I do seeing Brock Lesnar talk for himself.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's one thing that I want to see though, a promo battle just between Paul and MVP and see what.
Yeah, I was surprised that didn't happen because there was so much hype being built around that happening, and it was just the two of them. But I agree with you, though. I do think that although Bobby Lashley got a couple of jabs in there, Brock Lesnar destroyed him, especially because there is a good comparison between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and you'd be a fool if you didn't think that. And Bobby Lashley has to contend with that thought. Am I just a carbon copy of Brock Lesnar? Or am I better than him? And we'll find that out at the Royal Rumble. moving on. So then basically Randy Orton is with Riddle, and he tells Riddle, if you get lost out there in the ring tonight, he writes on Riddle's hands, tag in Randy. Well, we then go to our Raw Tag Team Championship match. The champions RK Bro defending against Alpha Academy. And there's a cool Broton and running knee on the outside. And Chad Gable lands a really cool flying senton to the outside. Riddle nails a floating bro to Otis. And then Randy lands a suplex and a superplex to Chad Gable. Otis makes the blind tag, and Otis nails a press slam to pin Randy and become an Alpha Academy, become your new Raw Tag Team Champions. Carlos, did you think Alpha Academy deserve to be the Raw Tag Team Champions and deserve this win over RK Bro?
Definitely shock of the night. And I feel like, why didn't they do this to the Street Profits? Like, if they wanted RK Bro to lose the titles, why didn't they give them to Street Profits? At day one, or I'm becoming a fan of them, like Alpha Academy, because like they're giving Chad Gable more time in the ring, where I'm getting impressed by his work. Like a singles competitor, and then Otis is like good too. Like I never really had a problem with Otis. He's just gotten more like, I guess, more star power dealing with Chad Gable. But yeah, I like the team though. But I was surprised, like really shocked. Like, why would you do this on a Monday Night Raw?
So do you think, though, that, like, are you okay with them being Raw Tag Team Champions and RK Bro no longer being the champions?
I mean, yeah, but I think this is going to lead to something bigger for RK Bro.
Okay, so you think this is just sort of like a transitional championship?
No, not like transitional, but like something like just between the team. Like maybe they like break up or like
Oh, okay. So you just
turn
think,
thing.
I gotcha. Yeah, Chad Gable is definitely impressive for
Because
sure.
they're both really good as singles competitors, Riddle and Randy Orton.
Yeah, something's going to happen. But to bring you back to the Street Profits, and we're going to be talking about them in a minute, maybe they're going to wait for WrestleMania to have them win the titles. But
I feel like they need to turn heel first. I've been waiting for a while for them to turn heel.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Street Profits, they are teaming up with the United States champion Damian Priest to take on the Dirty Dogs and Apollo Crews with his commander Aziz at ringside. Angelo Dawkins take out the other team, and he lands a spinning splash to Robert Roode. Montez Ford lands a huge planche on the outside, but Dolph nails a zigzag on Angelo Dawkins to get the win. So my question here is, what is the point of this match? Why are these teams fighting? Are we going to see Apollo Crews versus Damian Priest for the U.S. title? The Dirty Dogs are just always randomly put into random matches. What do you think? What do you think was the point of this match?
I just feel like since Apollo's in a feud with Damian Priest right now, I don't know if the Street Profits are in a feud with the Dirty Dogs, but like I guess it was just like a way to like put like make a 6-man tag so like it can make sense between Apollo and Damian Priest.
Okay. And now I asked this question when we were doing our Slammy Awards and our year-end review of 2021. Those are all in the archives. You can check it out on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, YouTube. They're all available in our archives, the World of WWE podcast. But anyways, going back to that, I'm going to ask you another question. Out of these men, the Street Profits, Damian Priest, the Dirty Dogs, and Apollo Crews, and Commander Aziz, who do you think is going to have a better 2022?
Out of all those guys?
Yeah, who do you think is going to be the one to, out of all those guys, have a better year?
I'm going to have to go with Damian Priest.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I mean, he's been on fire for a while lately. I mean, my only problem right now is like he was on fire before he got changed up.
Yeah.
He had nothing wrong with him. Like, why are you ruining something that's nothing to be changed? That should be, his music was good, and he was on fire before. Like I like the open challenge thing that he would be doing. Like that was good. And then now he got that little anger thing that he
Yeah,
has
the
right
whole
now.
like Damien.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like he didn't have to do anything with him. Leave him the way he is. He's fine. Like I don't know. It just gets me angry seeing that. I'm like, oh my god. But I don't know. I feel like maybe they're gonna maybe he'll eventually get back on the horse. But he is pretty much on fire right now.
Or turn heel if he's gonna have that dark
I
side.
thought he turned heel. I thought he turned heel at Survivor Series.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he did, but he did. I guess he's still fake, but I thought he turned heel at Survivor Series when he attacked Shinsuke Nakamura.
I mean, normally when when you cheat to win, I would think that that's sort of a heelish move. I mean, he didn't win,
Yeah,
but I mean,
but he attacked them. He attacked both Rick Boogs and Shinsuke. So I thought it was a heel turn, but I guess not.
that's enough. Well, speaking of heel turns, and if there are or not, Seth Fricken Rollins. By the way, you are a big Seth fan. What do you think
Yeah,
of officially changing his name to Seth Fricken Rollins?
I mean they've been calling him Seth Freaking Rollins for years, but it's kind of weird like having Captain Kong Seth Freaking Rollins every time he comes out. Like they would call him that every once in a while, like little like catchphrase for him, but like now it's like every
Yeah.
time.
Well, it's kind of like when they were doing like Biggie Langston, and then they dropped that for
Yeah.
Biggie. They always do those like really weird.
Or what's another one that they did? They
The
the
Viking Raiders. First, it was the Viking. First, they were War Raiders.
it was from Keith Lee to Bearcat Lee or
Yeah.
another one. There was another one that I remember that I was really upset about. What was it? It was not Robert Roode. It was Bobby Roode to Robert Roode. Oh, it was Alexander Rusev to Rusev. That's the one.
Yep.
All these name changes, like I don't know.
But, I mean, they totally.
What are they going to change? Damian Priest to Priest?
Poor Rusev. I mean, he's good and he's doing well in AEW, but I mean, they killed his character.
They had no. I mean, I liked him as a Russian. Like when he first came up, I liked him like that. Like he was dominant as fuck. But then, I don't know, like the whole Rusev Day, and that was pretty entertaining though too.
Yeah.
Rusev Day.
So Seth Fricken Rollins comes out and he talks about his match with Roman Reigns, the Royal Rumble, and Seth says he will be the new Universal Champion. And he talks about, how did I get my title shot? Seth says he took matters into his own hands. He goes, there are 3 certain things in life that are inevitable: death, taxes, and Seth Fricken Rollins beating Roman Reigns.
Every single time.
I was going to actually text you that line, or maybe I did. I don't know if I did.
No, you did.
But that was a line that for me, I feel like
that was it's right though. I don't think Roman's ever beaten Seth 1-on-1.
But I like that.
And if he does beat him, that'll be a huge milestone for him.
You need to have a line like that. Like that is such a line where it's like.
But I mean, people said that line in WWE a lot of times, like something with taxes. I remember Roman said something like he was like 3 things. He said, you don't piss in the wind, you never pull on Superman's cape, and you never stab your brothers in the back. But I guess I remember that was one that he said when Seth first turned on the Shield. But like, I guess that's another.
Maybe he was sort of like alluding to that in that comment.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after that, Big E comes out. And Big E tells Seth Rollins he will be in the Royal Rumble match, and he challenges Seth to a match here tonight on Raw. So we now go to Seth Fricken Rollins versus Big E. Seth lands a plancha to the outside. E lands his cool big splash to Seth Rollins on the apron.
Very good match, by the way.
Yeah, it was a very good match. Seth nails a top rope knee to E. Big E hits a Uranagi and a spear off the apron to the outside. Seth Rollins nails a huge frog splash, 2 count. Big E applies a stretch muffler submission, and Seth Rollins ends up actually getting the win after a curb stomp. Here's my question for you. Now we can go over the match, but then my question is, what do you think is happening with Big E? He was WWE champion. He just lost the title. he is now, feuding, not really feuding, but, has an issue with Seth Rollins. He loses to Seth. He's going to be in the Rumble match. First, tell me your thoughts on the match, and then what do you think is happening with Big E right now?
Yeah, Big E, he's lost all his momentum that he had before when he was champion. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like people are saying a lot of things about his title reign, like oh, he's a joke. This is the reason that he's not champion right now. He needs to be more serious, and I get that part, but it's not like we've never seen silly champions before. Like
Yeah.
remember Kofi,
Yep.
remember all these guys that were like champions. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah, of course.
people
Yeah.
are people are saying that he should have like been more serious about it. Like he was not a believable champion. I mean, I think that his champion reign was good. It's just my opinion. The guys that they had him wrestle when he was champion were better wrestlers than him. In my opinion, like I guess like he wasn't ready yet, or it wasn't really his fault though. It was like more the writer's fault. Like they could have done better with him.
Okay.
But eventually, I think he's gonna get another title reign. He's definitely like young in the game.
All right. So you don't think he's done yet? You think that he will be
I think
back?
he's gonna eventually find his way back up. But I do think that it would have been better if he would have like turned on the New Day first,
Yeah.
and then won the title, like literally like dominated, like destroyed the whole New Day. Like Xavier was in Kofi, like both destroyed them, and then like won the title a little bit after. I thought that would have been maybe a little cooler.
Yeah, I agree, my man. I thought they were gonna split because of like,
But it's good to see a team that doesn't split. Like it's always seeing teams turn on each other, but like they're showing like their real brotherhood.
100%. Yep. All right, and you said it was a good match, so you liked the match too.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Biggie right now?
So for me, I kind of agree with you in the sense of like I like Biggie. I don't think there's anything wrong with having like a silly champion. My thing is again, like you said, the writers didn't really build him up. Oh wait, as much as. All right, we were having some technical difficulties, so we had to toss it to a quick break, but we are back. And Carlos, let me answer your question. You were asking me about Big E, what I think is going to happen to him, what is happening to him, and I do think he's a silly champion, but I feel like the writers, they haven't really been giving him a lot of like build. It's been a lot of just, oh, I just won the title and I'm going to beat you, beat you, beat you. There hasn't really been a challenger who was chasing after the title. There wasn't a really rivalry. It was just challengers for E to take on. And then,
But there's one thing, like there's nothing really wrong with being a silly champion either. Like we've seen silly champions before.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. Look at Mankind when he was
Yeah, definitely,
champion.
definitely.
Um, but no, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think that they should have given him like as champion a bit time to at least have one storyline rivalry with someone. All of his matches were just, I mean, didn't he fought Kevin Owens, but that match wasn't really one
And
on
I feel like
one.
if he would have won that Fatal 5-Way, that would have boosted him up to like top level. Like
Yeah.
wow, that would have been great for him. That would have been like
Well,
that would have been awesome for him.
he won the title in November, right? So he fought Drew McIntyre.
No, he won it in September, I think.
Really?
September, yeah,
Okay,
September.
well, I remember
He
him
won it from
beating Drew
Bobby Lashley.
McIntyre, and then I remember there wasn't a December pay-per-view, so there wasn't really a match he could have. He had a little bit of a rivalry with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins in December, and then January, day one, Brock Lesnar was added, so he didn't really have time to have a actual rivalry.
It was made. His first rival was with Bobby Lashley. That's who he won it from, and then from there it just kept going like on and on.
Well, yeah, but the feud with Lashley lasted like through all of like 2 weeks. Um,
You
and
remember they had that steel cage match and like couple matches.
yeah. So I guess Bobby Lashley, you could say, would be his challenger, but
And then that little thing with Roman that he was like back and forth with like Roman and like Seth.
But what I guess I guess I should be a bit more clear. What I mean is more of like, for example, like the steel cage match that took place on Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
That settled that feud, right? Because that was,
Yeah.
I feel like he needed to have feuds that would have been settled on a pay-per-view. So instead of just having it be like, okay, Drew McIntyre is, I know this is, what didn't they do him at Crown Jewel? Yeah. Drew McIntyre is a good competitor, but then after Crown Jewel, they just dropped the whole issue between the two of them. So, uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they also need to change the way
Because
Survivor
like
Series.
they moved Drew to SmackDown. Remember, that's why.
Yeah, and then they also had Survivor Series, which I think is dumb. Like, stop doing title versus title because that takes away from the storylines. Big E could have been involved in a match with Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens or anybody, but no, we're gonna do title versus title. Like, and nobody really cares at this point. There's really no, and I think we talked about this while we were doing it. When it comes to Survivor Series now, there's really no uh reason to really get into it other than, okay, you're going to see Raw versus SmackDown. There's no real, back in like 2017, 2016, 2018 there were, but lately the past couple of years it's just literally been thrown together. But that is for another show and another day. So this episode is definitely going to go into the vault as probably one of the most chaotic ones that we have had. I am so sorry. Uh, Again, technical difficulties. Hopefully, everything is being fixed. There's some stuff happening.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh my lord. But anyways, moving on. Next up, we have. By the way, I love how nothing is stopping us. Like, we are going. We are getting through this.
Nothing stopping us.
Nothing. Okay, so Nikki, almost a superhero, and Rhea Ripley are in the ring. Nikki says that her and Rhea officially challenged the women's tag team champions Carmella and Queen Zelina. Rhea says, that's not what we talked about. We weren't supposed to say that. Rhea is about to tell Nikki something. Or no, Nikki is about to say something, but Rhea says, let's talk in the back. Nikki then tells Rhea, so you think you're better than me? Nikki says, I stayed by your side through thick and thin, even when I am better than you in the ring. Rhea tells Nikki, it's time to say goodbye. Rhea says she always believed in Nikki and she wants the best for Nikki. The two of them hug, and then Nikki, almost a superhero, attacks Rhea and takes her out. So my question for you is, was Nikki the right person to turn heel in this tag team?
I think it's gonna benefit Nikki a lot.
Hmm. Do you think they're gonna obviously keep up the superhero gimmick, or do you think they're gonna?
Yeah, I think so. She said when she said superheroes don't need any friends.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Yeah, and I think I think it's stupid, but let's see where it goes from here. Let's see.
Yeah,
We'll
so
see.
it would be like a corrupt superhero, kind of like the boys. That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have a squash match between Omas and Nick Sanders.
Oh my god.
He just dominates and hits his finisher. There's really nothing to talk about with this match, but my question for you is, what do you?
Omas needs to be released.
Well, so I guess that's your prediction, because I was going to say to you, what do you think will happen with Omas in 2022?
He needs to be released. Like, he can't wrestle. He only knows like 3-4 moves. Like, come on.
Omas, yeah, he doesn't really do it for me. I'm not really. I think it's cool.
He reminds me a lot of the Great Khali.
He reminds you of who?
The Great Khali.
Oh, the Great Khali. Yeah. Not really. Doesn't really have a lot of move set. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, Omas, I don't think he really has improved much since last year's WrestleMania. So we'll have to wait and see. What's in.
I think that was his biggest moment.
Yeah, I mean it is.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Next, we have the cutting edge with the Glamazon Beth Phoenix. Edge welcomes Beth to the ring, and he says, at the Royal Rumble, you and I are going to do some damage. Beth and I have collected 35 titles together. We are the only couple in the Hall of Fame, and his wife and my wife is a wrecking machine. And Edge shows us a video package of Beth Phoenix, which brought me back to my middle school days. So Beth says that video is just a little sampling. They will shut up Miz and Maryse's mouth once and for all at the Royal Rumble. That's when the Miz and Maryse come out. Miz says you should be honored to be in the ring with Maryse. Edge says that he respects Maryse, but Beth smashes people. Beth says, now that I'm back, you've been a quiet little mouse. And at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to beat you. And then basically prior to this, they had shown a video package of Maryse too. And so basically, Maryse is quiet. The man starts saying, well, you better tell her that you're the best and that you're going to beat her at the Royal Rumble and tell Beth that she sucks and da-da-da-da. And Maryse walks.
Miz is trying to motivate his woman, you know?
Yep. And so then Maryse walks to the back. And then Beth says to the Miz, if Maryse doesn't show up at the Royal Rumble, Beth will gladly put her hands on the Miz first.
Ooh.
Hubba bubba. So my question is, do you like seeing the couples together and this mixed tag match forming?
Yeah, but what the hell is wrong with Beth's hair? Like,
she's turning into like the fucking Lion King every fucking week.
I know she's looking funny with the hairdo. Like stop, please.
So, are you happy to see though the couple, the it couple versus the grit couple, or do you think you'd rather see Edge and the Miz alone against each other?
Yeah, I like this. It's pretty cool, but I really just want to see Edge. I really want to see Edge like actually in a good feud. Like I really want him to see. I really want to see him in a feud with AJ Styles already. That's like my dream match for them.
All right, that could happen down the line.
I hope it happens soon. Like that's what I want. Like to really see.
I am very happy with seeing Maddie's on TV again.
Yeah, me too.
I do like this whole idea of her not really talking and not really doing much. I have a feeling that tonight or next week, Maryse is gonna put her hands on Beth.
Like snap.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that. So yes, I'm excited to see the couples involved too. Next, we have the phenomenal one, AJ Styles against Austin Theory. Austin Theory is in control to start the match. Austin Theory lands a modifying brain buster, but then Grayson Waller attacks AJ Styles, and this causes the disqualification win for AJ. And then after the match, AJ attacks Grayson, who walks off. So I have two questions here for this. The first question is why? Well, I don't want to say why, but I guess I can say why. Why, and are you happy that AJ Styles is being involved in the storyline with an NXT wrestler? That's the first question.
Okay. It's a good way to build up, I guess, like younger talent. Like give NXT some spotlight too. You know, like I don't. It's a good way to, I guess, build up some, like, give some eyes towards NXT.
Okay.
I think.
All right. And then my second question.
But Grayson Rollins doesn't really get a reaction though. But people don't know who he really is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They should use like Braun Breaker, the NXT champion, to do it, because then at least it's like, yeah, Grayson Waller isn't really, you know.
I feel like once Braun Breaker goes to the main roster, they're gonna put him straight towards Roman Reigns. Honestly, in my opinion.
We'll see what happens.
By the looks of it.
Have you been watching NXT?
Yeah, I've been getting into it a little bit.
All right. Well, okay. All right. So yes. So okay, cool. And then my second question is, do you think Austin Theory is worth the hype?
Yeah, I like Austin Theory. I don't have a problem with him.
Okay, I like Theory.
I think he has a really bright future if he continues where he's going.
I agree. I do like Austin Theory too, and I was excited to see this matchup, but of course, it was sort of like short based on the disqualification.
And
So
I like how he's Vince's like pet. I get not really pet, but like his
yeah,
like teacher's pet. I don't know. I don't know how to
he's like
say it.
pretty much like trying to like kiss up to Vince McMahon to get more. Uh,
TV time.
yes, 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 yes. Speaking of TV time, up next before our triple threat match for the number one contenders, we have a therapy session with Alexa Bliss, and the doctor wants to try to heal Bliss, and he shows uh, Alexa Bliss the video of Charlotte Flair destroying Lily. And the doctor then asks Alexa, how does she feel, after seeing that? And she's like, how do I feel? She pours water over like a cup and it runs. She lets it like run over the cup. And Alexa says she feels dandy and she destroys the doctor's office.
Mm,
Here's my question. Do you think they should give up on this gimmick of Alexa Bliss being this supernatural being?
yes.
I wonder how
Yeah.
they're gonna do it.
I don't know.
They're gonna just like, throw it away.
Hopefully this leads up to that.
What was that?
I'm hoping that this leads up to that maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah, I really like. Come on.
I don't understand the point of it anymore, and I just
I mean,
think,
this is only the first week, though. Come on, let's give it some time.
yeah, I mean, maybe tonight they'll do some. I don't know. I just do hope that she turns back into her goddess character.
I feel like these therapy sessions might last a little bit, like a long while.
Gotcha. All right, so we were here at our main event. Before the match can start, the Raw Women's Champion Big Time Becky Lynch comes out to do commentary, and we have the three-way number one contendership match. Liv Morgan taking on Bianca Belair and Doudrop. And
See, I didn't really care for this match.
well, we'll talk. We'll get there. So
Okay.
Liv nails a plancha at both of the women outside, and Liv also lands a really cool Hurricane Rana to Bianca Belair. Bianca lands a suplex, and Doudrop lands a running cross body to Liv. Doudrop nails a Michinoku driver, and she slams Liv Morgan on top of Bianca Belair to a 2 count. Liv Morgan then stomps on Doudrop's back, and she applies the rings of Saturn. Bianca Belair then lifts up Liv Morgan, but Liv nails a code breaker to both women. Doudrop holds up Liv and drops her, and then Bianca lands a 450 splash. We see Bianca nail a spine buster and a double springboard moonsault. Kiss of death to Liv, but Becky Lynch attacks Bianca Belair, setting her outside of the ring. Bianca and Becky fight outside, and that is when Doudrop nails a Rikishi drop to Liv Morgan to get the win. And then after the match, Becky Lynch and Doudrop get in each other's face. Becky tries to nail the manhandle slam, but realizes that she cannot lift up Doudrop. So Doudrop will be taking on Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble for the Raw Women's Championship. So what do you think of the match? And then my question is, do you think Doudrop is a worthy challenger for Becky Lynch come the Royal Rumble?
It's something different. Something
Yeah.
different. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, and you say you weren't really feeling the match.
Yeah, not really. No.
Was it because you felt like it wasn't like giving you enough wrestling? What was it about the match that you?
I don't know. Maybe because it's like we already like maybe I was just like too tired already of watching the whole episode of Raw. I guess like the third hour got me a little like already by the third hour.
Yeah, you're
Like maybe the second hour, like the first hour of the show, I'd have been like more into it. But I don't know. It's just something about it that I just got. I was not like really into it.
Well, it was
Like why the Morgan's in the number one contender match, she already lost twice to Becky Lynch. Why I put her in there? Bianca. I feel like Bianca should have been the more logical one to win.
Yeah.
Because like Doudrop lost to her 3 weeks in a row too. Not recently, but like a couple times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't feel like the right person won. But it's something different.
Okay.
We won't see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a different type of challenge for Becky Lynch to take on Doudrop, but that we will all get to see at the Royal Rumble, which is January 29th. I'm assuming it's a Saturday. on
Yeah.
pay-per-view and
So wait, this is
Peacock.
the end of the show?
Yeah, that was it for Raw.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was I think the crazy noises in the background kind of got us flustered there, but no, that was it. A Raw. This
That's
past
great.
week,
They let the woman main event the show. Wow.
yeah, and then SmackDown too was kind of like it wasn't the greatest. This past week in WWE has been kind of stagnant, but I'm
No,
sure
this SmackDown I liked it a lot.
you mean Raw.
But we'll talk about SmackDown when we get there.
Oh,
But I thought it
SmackDown.
was really good.
Okay. Yep. Well, we'll get there. You will hear our recap to that too, everybody listening. But first, before we go, I do want to remind you that coming February 22nd, 2022, the World of WWE podcast is officially changing its name to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. And we are going to be covering WWE, AEW, and much, much more. So be on the lookout for that on February 22nd. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for us on YouTube. It is a great way to get all of our podcasts on there. If you are not subscribed to any sort of streaming platform, YouTube is a great place to subscribe. And we also feature a lot of different videos on YouTube as well. So remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. And also feel free to listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and everywhere podcasts are streaming and available. Just type in the search engine The World of WWE Podcast and we will pop up. We're also available on Instagram, world.WWE. When you look us up, there are so many different videos and pictures that are posted every week. So be on the lookout for that. Also available on Facebook group, The World of WWE Podcast. On there, join our group. Get instant notification when there's videos and new podcasts available. And yes, I just said available. I don't know where I'm going tonight, guys, but I think not. So that was it for Raw. Royal Rumble is coming up. Stay tuned for our SmackDown recap. We also will be doing a very special Royal Rumble episode, which will be dropping. Let me tell you the date for that. Hold that up.
Should we rate Monday Night Raw? I give it like maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. So.
Okay, I give it a 7.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the greatest.
Yeah. So our special Royal Rumble episode will premiere on this Sunday, January 23rd. And it's going to be a whole episode dedicated to everything Royal Rumble. I have the 30 greatest Royal Rumble matches according to the Wrestling Estate. I will be telling you those matches so you can check them out. And we'll be talking about the top moments and much more for the Royal Rumble. That is premiering January 23rd at 8 p.m. That will be a Sunday. And also be on the lookout for our SmackDown recap video that will be dropping this Thursday, January 20th at 8 p.m. as well. So be on the lookout for all of that. Thank you everyone for checking this out. Stay safe. Latino Heat, do you have any more words?
That's everything. Stay safe and yeah, have a good night.
All right, the road to WrestleMania. We are on Royal Rumble 2 weeks. Be safe and we will see you soon. Bye.
See ya.